नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. A very good morning to you all. Myself, JBN Dr. Ravi Jain, Assistant Professor, Department of Practice of Medicine and Faculty of Homeopathic Science in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. In the last lecture, we have discussed about acute leukemia. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the chronic leukemia. The initial symptoms of leukemia, we are going to repeat again in this lecture so that you can again follow the pattern. But we will only be discussing in detail about acute leukemia. So let's start with the topic now. This we have already discussed that this is the lineage, cell lineage, how hemopoiesis takes place, leading to the formation of red blood cells, platelets, WBCs, and the WBCs leading to the formation of basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils, monocytes, and lymphocytes. These all develop from single hemoblast cells in the bone marrow. So, leukemias are malignant disorders. The definition we have already discussed in the last lecture, and this is just the revision of the previous lecture. The leukemias are malignant disorders of the hematopoietic stem cells compartment that is characteristically associated with increased number of white cells in the bone marrow and peripheral blood. In leukemias, the bone marrow produces abnormal white blood cells which do not function properly. Now the epidemiology of leukemia. It affects all the type of population, with males are affected more than females. The ratio varies according to the type of leukemia. The etiology, the exact cause is unknown in majority of the patients, but certain factors are associated with the development of leukemia. Factors like ionizing radiations, cytotoxic drugs, retroviruses, genetic factors, and immunological factors. Now the symptoms of leukemia. The leukemia symptoms vary depending upon the type of leukemia, but the common symptoms are all these symptoms we have already discussed in the previous lecture as well, but this is just the repetition of the previous lecture. Fever and chills, persistent fatigue and weakness, frequent or severe infections, losing weight without crying, swollen lymph node with enlarged liver or spleen, easy bleeding or bruising, recurrent nosebleeds. There are tiny red spots on the skin that is known as petechial hemorrhages, excessive sweating, especially at night, and bone pain or tenderness that is present. Now, the classification of leukemia, it is classified into acute and chronic leukemia. Acute leukemia we have already discussed in the previous lecture. Now we start with chronic leukemia. The chronic leukemia is divided into two major types, that is CLL and CML. CLL is chronic lymphocytic leukemia and CML is chronic myeloid leukemia. Chronic lymphocytic leukemia, with the CLL, it is the most common chronic adult leukemia that you may feel well for years without needing any kind of treatment. In the CML, this is a type of leukemia which mainly affects the adults. A person with CML may have a few or no symptoms for months or years before entering a phase in which the leukemia cell grows more quickly. The other type of leukemias are rare type of leukemias that exist, including hairy cell leukemia, myelodysplastic syndromes, and myeloproliferative disorders. Now, chronic myeloid leukemia. It is a myeloproliferative stem cell disorder that is resulting in proliferation of all hemopoietic lineages, but manifesting predominantly in the granulocyte series. So all the lineages are, the cells are multiplying or proliferating with predominance of the granulocyte series. For more detail on the granulocyte series, you can see the first page of that picture in which all the series were explained. The clonal disorders of pluripotent stem cells, it is having the normal blood cell production that is almost completely replaced by the leukemic cells. Now we have chronic myeloid leukemia. The maturation of cells proceeds fairly normally with an age incidence between 30 years and 80 years of the age. with a peak incidence of 55 years. The patients with CML have a chromosomal abnormality that is known as Philadelphia chromosome. Philadelphia chromosome is shortened chromosome 22. Now the phases of the CML. It has a chronic phase where the disease is responsive to treatment and is easily controlled. Next, we have accelerated phase in which the disease control becomes more and more difficult. There is blast crisis in which the disease transforms into an acute leukemia, either myeloid, that is 70%, or lymphoblastic, that is 30%. So we have chronic phase, accelerated phase, and the blast crisis. Now, the clinical features of CML. The non-specific symptoms includes weight loss, fatigue, malaise, excessive perspiration. The other symptoms include splenomegaly, bleeding, anemia, bone pains due to extension of hemopoiesis throughout the long bones. There are investigations which could be done in case of CML. The investigations includes peripheral blood count, in which WBC count is 20 to 300 into 10 raised to power 9 liter per liter, with excess of neutrophils, myelocytes, and the blast cells. There is basophilia and eosinophilia that is more predominant with thrombocytosis. So we have basophilia, we have eosinophilia, and we have thrombocytosis. The bone marrow is hypercellular. The neutrophil alkaline phosphatase is low and usually excluding reactive neutrophilia. Now we come to the management of CML. The management of CML consists of interferon alpha, hydroxyurea, bone marrow transplantation, and the other drugs like imatinib, nilotinib, and dasatinib are all acceptable frontline therapies of CML. Now we come to CLL, that is chronic lymphocytic leukemia. We have discussed about ALL, now we come to CLL. Chronic lymphocytic leukemia results from neoplastic or clonal proliferation of the mature committed B lymphocytes. There is presence of persistent lymphocytosis of more than 10 into 10 raised to power 9 per liter and lymphoid infiltration of the bone marrow of at least 40%. Here, B lymphocytes fails to respond to the antigen by transformation and antibody formation. This is the most common variety of leukemia, accounting for about 30% of the cases. The age incidence is between 65 to 70 years of age. Now we come to the clinical features of CLL. It is asymptomatic in 25% of the cases and discovered in routine examination. There is painless lymphadenopathy. The infections due to suppression of immunoglobulins, bacterial pneumonia, and herpes virus infections. The symptoms due to bone marrow failure are anemia and thrombocytopenia, and also hepatosplenomegaly. The symptoms due to skin infiltration includes with those of nodules or diffused erythematous infiltration. And what are the investigations that could be done in case of CLL? In the CLL, you have to go for peripheral blood film that will show lymphocytosis with or without anemia or thrombocytopenia. There is liver and renal biochemistry with usually normal with hyperuricemia, raised LDH, and hypogammaglobulinemia. The bone marrow aspirate consists of lymphocytic infiltrations. An abdominal CT for lymphadenopathy and splenomegaly can be done. Now, there is a clinical staging according to RAI to grade CLL. The stage 0 consists of lymphocytosis only. In stage 1, there is lymphocytosis plus lymphadenopathy. In stage 2, there is lymphocytosis plus splenomegaly and or hepatomegaly. In the third stage, there is lymphocytosis plus anemia with hemoglobin less than 11 gram per deciliter. And in the stage 4, there is lymphocytosis plus thrombocytopenia, where the platelets is less than 100 into 10 raised to power 9 per liter. Now, the management of CLL consists of CHOP regime 3 weekly that consists of cyclophosphamide, vincristine, doxorubicin, and prednisolone. And the other treatment includes bone marrow transplantation. Next, this is the small topic, hairy cell leukemia. It is a tumor of small lymphocytes with oval nuclei, with abundant cytoplasm and distinctive membrane projections that are hairy cells. There is lymphoproliferative B-cell disorder with the age incidence of 50 years. The male-female ratio is 6:1. The symptoms includes general ill health, recurrent infections, splenomegaly that occurs in 90% of the cases, and lymph node enlargement is usual. The investigations in case of hairy cell leukemia consist of severe neutropenia, monocytopenia, characteristic hairy cells in the blood and bone marrow are typical. These cells usually have B lymphocyte immunotypes, but they also characteristically express CD25 and CD103. The treatment of hairy cell leukemia consists of splenectomy and nucleosides, cladribine and deoxyproformycin. So this was all about chronic leukemia. In the next lecture, we are going to start with lymphoma. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box and I'll try to resolve it. So this was all for today. Thank you very much. We will be meeting in the next lecture tomorrow. Thank you.